The Central Club.
We're here. We're finally here. We've got two famous faces here on the Central Club. Two familiar faces, both done a part one and a part two. One of them also done the Hooligan Round Table. We would have loved to have had the other guest on the round table, but just he wasn't available during that time. But to get these two together has been really, really hard. And, it's fascinating, really, because when we've both had them on the podcast, all their stories, they're together in the story. So we needed to get them together on the podcast. And I warmly welcome Mr. Annis Abraham and Jonathan Evans.
Cheers, Colin.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers.
How's it going, lads?
Well, good to be in this pouring rain, isn't it?
I know. It's typical weather, isn't it?
And I got shorts on.
Yeah, but you're going back to Spain.
I'm going back now, 3 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see you again.
You're going back to Sweden, are you?
In the early hours of the morning. Right. We can go for a curry after this, so if you want. Go on.
Jonathan got his shorts over there and his flip-flops on.
Shorts, though. I come in shorts, so I thought I'd make an effort and put some jeans on.
Oh, thank you.
No socks and shoes on.
Same here.
Well, we've been, you've both been on many times, but we're in a new studio. This is our new place. What do you think of it?
Very nice, mate.
It's getting better every time. You must be going up market. You're getting them all on here now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You got some good guests, haven't you?
Yeah, it's doing a lot. It's doing a lot.
You're doing well, mate. Fair dues.
No,
nice.
Thank you.
I think you're more famous than us two now.
But I'm not as infamous.
No.
Thank you.
Thanks, cheers.
Well, anyway, loads of people have asked to get this, to make this happen. A lot of people were gutted that Jonathan weren't on the round table.
And I was.
Well, let's just talk on reflection of the round table.
Well, first of all, I know Jonathan since he was a young kid. I think you're like 5 years younger than me, aren't you? 6 years younger than me.
I look a lot younger than that, though.
Yeah. I remember him as a postman. No, but serious, right? We'd go back a long way, me and Jonathan, right? And to be fair, right through back to the Brownhills days, to when they used to come in with the Dirty 30, and look, all Jonathan's mates were mates of mine as well, and probably the best 30 lads you could ever meet. But Jonathan, though, somehow, we stood out, families got on well. My mother and father really loved Jonathan, and I loved his mother and father. Yeah, blessed to his father as well. So we go back many years, and look, the stories, it sounds madness, but it's incredible the probably stories that we've been on. Look, I'm going to mention the first one because I've got a lot of respect for Simon Insel, right? So I'm going to actually bring that story up. The man was an honest ex-PC, God rest his soul. But Jonathan's going to tell you a bit more about this. We went to Forest Away, right? About 2002, something like that. We just first season of Cardiff going back up in the Championship.
I mean, that's the first time we played them for.
Yeah, since 1978.
It was, isn't it?
Since 1978, right? Okay. And we were the last team to ever beat them when they went on their biggest runs under Brian Clough. Right, so
and Simon's a copper, yeah.
Yeah, Simon's a copper, a well-respected gentleman, and we wouldn't say that much about many police, but I have to say, I got respect for him, right? Yeah, that man was genuine.
Yeah,
and,
he was.
Even
he was a nice guy, God rest his soul, he was.
Even the lads like Nils and all that will all tell you, he didn't lie, he didn't try and set people up. He used to say to me, he did, right? He used to say to me, listen, I give people warnings. I don't just nick you and let you do something and all that. I actually try to stop you. And the first thing I'll say is to you, I'm telling you now, back off. And if you don't listen to me again, I'll say once more and then I'm nicking you. I'm not one of these who's just going to let you do it. If I see it, I'd rather stop you. And I'll be honest with you, but I got a quick, funny thing about Simon. So when we had Ninian Park, and I'm starting to die out a bit of trouble, all the new youngsters that used to come through, Simon, the away fans would come out and say 300 young kids of Cardiff would be there. We used to stand in the park watching this sometimes, and Simon would stand in front of the youngsters, and he'd go, Ted or Bill or whatever, Andrew, I'll be round to see your father on Monday. If you don't fuck off home now, right, I'll be round to see your father in person. The heads used to go down, they used to walk away. And actually, instead of having all the police dogs and the police pushing Cardiff fans back and everyone pushing them back and then steaming, Simon started standing there on his own. He was 6'2", 6'3". But my God, I have the highest respect. Now, that's really weird that we're talking about policemen, and I wouldn't talk about many policemen like that, but that man had respect. Well, going back to Forest Away, we took 11 carloads up, am I correct?
Yeah.
And we took 11 cars up that day, And we went to...
John, will you... What's going on, people? Really sorry to crash midway through this episode, but we've got an important announcement to make. As you know, from day one, we have been giving you exclusive content week in, week out. And we've even built 3 studios from scratch, which has been a bit of a graft, to be fair. Well, now we're asking for your help in return. We promise to give you exclusive content, behind the scenes footage, reaction videos, and documentaries if you really support us by signing up to our Patreon. The description is below. Stay central. That's it, perfect.
And we all met up at Robin Hood pub, which was about, 3 miles outside Nottingham. And I would hand you over to Jonathan in a minute, but they kept phoning some of our lads, and our lads were phoning them. And I just remember Jonathan grabbing the phone off someone, and what do you say to him?
I just asked them where they want us to go. They said Maid Marian Way. I don't think any of us knew where Maid Marian Way was, did we?
So we all went in like a convoy of 11 cars.
Which is, trust me, to get a convoy, 11 cars into a city centre is not the easiest thing to do. So you had the tail end going through red lights and waiting for Anyway, we pulled into now and we could see a load of them on one side, couldn't we? On one side. So as you're driving past, there was like a multi-storey car park on the left-hand side. So the first 3 cars have gone into the multi-storey car park, and the rest must have missed our turn and carried on and took a right. So anyway, we've got obviously parked up, got out. Forrest have come across the road, and by pure luck, I suppose, we bumped straight into him. We didn't even know it was Maid Marian Way, but we got there and it went straight off for them. But as I'm fighting these Forest kids, I look to my right, so right next to me, I'm thinking it's our lads, it's Simon Inso with his trunk out. Having a go against the Forest lads. So as I've gone forward a bit more, I've looked again, and he's rolling around on the floor with some Afcas kid. So I've looked back and said, "You all right, mate?" And he's given me the thumbs up, and we kept on fighting.
Fighting side by side. Anyway,
I looked to my side, he was there, Not saying he was fighting.
No, but he knew there was 11 of them between the 3 cars, or something like 12 or something.
We were massive outnumbered.
And there's 60 odd of them, right? Yeah. And these lot are standing. And the front page of their papers that night had everyone covered in blood. Photographers must have come along. Wow. But he stood by the side of them because he's not getting his lads. He wasn't trying to say, let's fight, but he's defending the 11 lads who've just come off a car park.
Yeah, he was doing his job. He was doing his job. I've never experienced anyone like that.
Well, when the police come to nick everyone, he said, hold on, how can you nick these 11, 12 lads when the 60 just attacked them?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Did you get any repercussions off him after?
No.
Should have took him round more often.
No. he would have been good in Stone Island, wouldn't he? Instead of his uniform.
He'd have been the best.
Weren't he? It was a bit of a mad experience,
But it went further than that. We went to the game, and I'd taken out with me then, who's now my wife, Joanne. Why did I take a girl in the car with me? I was trying to keep low in one way after panoramas and BBCs. So I'm in the ground, and Jonathan's telling me, because I missed all that, I'm going to be straight to you. I was in one of the cars that turned the other way, right? So never mind, I was fuming about that. But I'm in the ground, and Jonathan said, well, we're part Maid Marian Way. I said, well, I've got Michael Harvey. I said, Mad Michael Harvey. I said, he's driving a car, a Ford Focus, because Forrest have talked about me and done me 3 pages on this, right? And said I had a Mercedes, which I was in a Ford Focus. And after the game, I said, we're going to have to say goodbye to each other, Jonathan, right? And I'll tell you my quick story, and he'll tell you his story. I walked down the road, me, Michael Harvey, and Joanne, and I said to Michael Harvey and Joanne, I said, listen, they're going to kill me now, Forrest. They were lining the roads for me, right? I was just like 2 coppers walking down the middle. You're dead, Annis, you're dead, and doing all the throat cuts. Wait till you get to the end. Wait till you get to the end. So I said, look, Joanne, please just go. Just go. I said, Michael, go and get your car. I said, they're going to do me. I'm going to take the beating. I've got to take it. They're going to do me, right?
Well, they knew you by this.
Oh, they were all shouting my name. I've been on Panorama twice. That's why I wanted to stay low, really, but I still wanted to be with the lads. I'm trying to do both worlds, aren't I? Yeah. Got to the end, and everywhere. Forest is just everywhere, right? On this road. And I just said, get Annis, right? Oh, my God, the best thing of my life. All I heard was Soul Crew, Soul Crew. And it was Anton Potter, right? You know Anton?
Yeah.
And all the lads who were banned had been in their pub drinking while the game is. And it was like unbelievable. They came from the back and attacked them through, and Forrest just went like that.
Wow.
And all the lads had been in the pub who were banned, and they just went like that. So I quickly went and stood with them and joined them, right? I thought Joanne had gone with Michael Harvey now, and they had they had her by the throat and was strangling her. That's why I've never forgiven them for this. They had my wife by the throat, strangling her. And all the lads, we ran over, and the coppers grabbed me and said, I'm nicked, right? I said, nicked for what? We've been watching you all the way down the road. So if you've been watching me, I've just been walking down the middle of the road doing nothing, right? Anyway, cut the story short. They went, go and stand over there with Forrest if you don't want trouble. Honestly, what the coppers said. Oh, yeah. Thank God, Michael Harvey comes skidding. You know he's like a driver. He comes skidding around the corner in his car, right? Get in, open the door. Me and Joanne just jumped in the car and we're gone. Anyway, I'm ringing them up to see where they are. And I've got my brother-in-law, Jamie, with them. And they've gone back to their cars, right? And all their tyres have been done, haven't they? Yeah. They've done all their cars, right? And they've done everything. And you can tell them what happened then. Forrest, they were waiting outside of some of you, weren't they?
Yeah, they were waiting. They knew where we were, obviously knew where we were parked. So we got back to that car park, and obviously we couldn't go nowhere, which, I'm not going to lie, was a I didn't mind not going in, to be honest with you. So we talked to a couple. There was like a metal fence, and we were talking to a couple of them. And
when you say talking, what are you saying?
Well, the football,
they were respectful of you at first.
Yeah,
they were saying, "Well done, you." My brother-in-law told me.
Basically, saying, "Oh, we haven't seen like a firm haven't come here for a long time." Blah blah blah. So like we're chatting, and as we're chatting, I'm looking up the road, and they've charged back down the road. Then I don't know, 60, 70 of them maybe, and so we've jumped the barrier and gone towards them, and they've just stopped dead, and they didn't.
Well, I got to tell you, because he's at the front. My brother-in-law's on the phone to me.
They didn't come in then.
My brother-in-law's on the phone to me. I said, "You all right, Jamie? You all right?" And he's not a real fighter like them. He goes, "I'm all right." I said, "Why?" He said, "I've got Jonathan and Nilsey in front of me, and as they're coming towards, they're knocking them down." He said, "So they can't get to me." He said, "Because I've got them two right in front of me." And he says, "They're coming anyway." Apparently the coppers come and they applauded you all out, didn't they, or something? Apparently they stood in the roads applauding you.
But, don't get, like, obviously, Forrest, I've got a firm.
Yeah, I watched a podcast.
Executive crew.
Is it the Guns?
Executive.
Something Gun? They're like brothers, but like they were on about being part of the firm and all. I don't know what are they called.
The Forrest Executive Group. I don't know who the brothers are.
Yeah.
Yeah, this obviously, it's a big city. They can hold their corner, can't they? They're not shit. They have got a good firm. But I think that day, to be honest with you,
there's some good lads that day.
Yeah, I think we went game.
And it was even
we
better.
Didn't care about numbers. Do you see what I mean? To be honest, I know it sounds mad, but I'd rather not have them. Sometimes the numbers work against you. You see what I mean? Because, if you've got a good front line and that front line's not going nowhere, then I'd rather have, 10 good lads at the front line than 40, 50 behind you who are just going to push you forward and not back you up. So I think that day we had a good, we did have a good front line. We weren't going nowhere. We're not going to turn and run. We get done. If you get beat, you get beat. You get back, you get back. But I think they were taken back by us going to them with smaller numbers after the game. Do you see what I mean? They must have fucking who are these? But
they came back to us that season with 50, and they went in the Indian Park pub at half time, and everyone's phoning, "Oh, Forrest have come to us now." So loads of lads ran down there, and some got in the fire exit, and they went, "Oh, we haven't come for trouble. We've just come to have a drink." And then the coppers surrounded you. Didn't know about that, did you, John?
No.
That's true, honestly. 50 of their old heads. Yeah. And then when Cardiff come from everywhere, left the ground, they went, "Oh, no, we haven't come for trouble, lads. We've just come to have a drink." And so then they'd put out, though, during the game we didn't know as well, till later, we were in Cardiff's pub while the match is on.
So is that the same one where they said about what we brought?
They said they brought 400 down. I read so they brought 400 down.
That was probably the time then. They used that decoy.
It was just absolutely.
I don't know about the 400, but I know they brought 50.
They definitely never brought 400.
It's got to be the same.
In their day, Forrest, when they played Leicester, massive. we did surprise them that day at Forest.
Yeah, they don't get me wrong. They had a good 200, 250.
I saw after. They had lads everywhere.
Yeah,
in the
I'm not going to down and say, listen, the only thing that I could say bad about them really is saying they come down in a mob of 400 and they never. If they had, I'd say fair play to them. You see what I mean? Yeah, you did, fucking, and he was impressive, but he never. But at home, they did have a firm, I'm not going to lie. They did have a firm, but I think we just were a bit more gamer than what the boys. I'm not saying that we met their top lads. I'm not saying it because I don't know them. But what I'm saying, the boys we met from Forest that day, we were a bit better than them.
They had hundreds in the streets. I ain't going to lie to you. They had hundreds. And they were all saying, well, what's happened? They've accidentally stumbled on the first 60. Right? 3 cars. There might have been 15 cars or whatever, but they've stumbled, and I think they're in shock that these lads have gone
straight for them.
Yeah. Instead of hesitating and doing the bouncing around,
we've just gone straight
into them. And if you saw the Forest Evening, whatever sport paper they had, we were still there, and we got the paper, and on the front page is Forest lads all covered in blood. Right? And look, no one's saying Carver, we're not saying Carver Supermen that day, but I'm saying it's unbelievable that such a little group could do so much damage.
And away games, would you say away days, you're more on it than a home day anyway?
Yeah, definitely.
Unless you know they're bringing a mob and it's a big derby or a rivalry.
Yeah.
So I can imagine some games when you're home, you're not even really thinking
it's 99%.
You're not expecting it to happen.
Yeah, away days were always bad. You know what's on the corner, and that was the buzz.
Yeah.
Well, not many came to Cardiff in them days, did
Not many, no, but that was that was the buzz. You didn't know what you were going to bump into, and that's what it was all about. Before the escorts and all. Well, you did have escorts, but what we try to do is always slip in and slip out.
You could always break escorts. Yeah. Always break escorts. We had many adventures years ago. Everyone's going to laugh. We took Bank Holiday Monday, coached the Western Supermare, right? And we all went there, 50 of us, no trouble. I remember Chrissy Bierson was stealing a bus, and when everyone was on the bus, he jumped on. He never stole it, but he just jumped in the driver's seat, and we were all having a laugh with Western Supermare. And we heard there was lads everywhere that day in Western Supermare, but nothing happened. And then on the way home, we did our usual thing.
Stop off in Newport.
Even when Newport lad says we only ever take a carload, right? We took a full 40, 50 lads on a thing. I was banned at the time from Newport. They're not allowed in the town centre. So at the time by the courts. And we took, opposite the bus station, we took the coach, we stopped.
Over the bridge, right. They had a bridge over...
which took them to John Foss Square. Took them to John Foss Square. So we sent, I don't know, 5...
I went in, me.
Oh, was you?
Yeah,
right.
Me, Dede, and I think... I can't remember. Who else was there? I know Dede was definitely there. But I've gone into John Frost Square... because that's where he used to all hang around, didn't he? To call them back out, to try to ambush them on this bridge.
We wanted them to think there was only a few cars there.
So they come out and we just ambush them on the bridge. But
I remember as I'm on the coach, I wasn't allowed up. I had to get off in the end. Your adrenaline goes. And all I remember is them calling them, but bringing them. I said, don't run, but just bring them back. Just bring them more than merrier that come across that bridge, right? And I'm not sure if there was shopping trolleys or whatever on that bridge.
Yeah. So Lemmy was there. I'll never forget. Lemmy was there, and he had an orange Newport County top on. Lemmy.
Well, they came up. They drew them right out from the Sovereign and all that, right across that bridge, and then they come down, and they didn't realise there's 40 Cardiff waiting for them. And we just give them, that was the little things we'd do, but then we just shocked them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They didn't know what hit them because it's like 40 good cars.
And with the Newport lads, and you said you'd always stop off at Newport. They probably wasn't always playing, were they? But they all hung around together.
This was a bank holiday. Their town is worse than ours. Their town's rougher. Their town's close. Am I right?
Yeah, it's close.
So they all know each other out anyway.
They are close knit, aren't they? But they'd hang round like in this John Foss Square and a few of the pubs around there, and we'd always... I think they used to come to us, don't get me wrong, but I think we made more of an effort to go to them.
We were obsessed
buses,
with them.
Cars, anything.
We thought about them, not Swansea, them. It was like it was town against town, really, wasn't it?
Sort of, yeah.
It wasn't really all Cardiff City football lads. It was our lads against them.
Yeah.
And Then on match days, it's a different world. We hardly played them. I think we only played them like something 3 times.
I've only been there twice on a football.
There you are. But arriving...
And how many times in a scrap?
I've lost count. But like twice we've been up there to watch a game. Yeah. Once when he was over. Once in Somerton Park. And I think once when we all went up in cars again. When we all went up in cars.
We organised 20 cars or something, right?
Oh, what a disaster that was, mate. I don't even want to speak about that.
Yeah,
that
was
a disaster.
Go on.
We never got done, but...
Some idiot told us to go to lanes.
We go this way. I think we ended up...
past Newport.
I think we ended up in Swindon, yeah. Come all the way back round.
He's having a joke on that, but we ended up in Mega, we ended up in, right? Yeah. So 20 carloads going through the lanes to go to that new stadium they had, wherever it was. Yeah. And we thought we'll come back in the back way because we had all the police were waiting for us to come up the normal way. I'm not saying him, but he said, I know the way. I live up by here.
Why we listen to him, I don't know.
We listen. So we're all going through lanes, 20 carloads.
Is he well known, the guy?
We're not even going to say, right? We're not going to say, right? We followed him. We come in, and we're just surrounded by police when we come in the back way. It looked like a bunch of idiots, right? We've gone an hour out of our way, up all the way past Mega, and we've come in. You probably think we didn't even come that night.
It would have been easy to just jump on a train and march.
Yeah.
That's what we should have done, but we thought we'd be clever.
There you are. We were obsessed to get to Newport. They were obsessed to get to us, both sides. And I'm going to keep bringing their names up because I've just heard the comments they've said. Annis, talk about when Swansea took over Cardiff Town Centre. Well, it's just on a comment on one of my talks. Why haven't you mentioned when we used to take over Cardiff Town Centre?
Swansea or Newport?
No, Swansea have just said it.
To be honest, I can't remember.
Well, they haven't. That was my point.
Once in our Welsh thing. Remember they come down for the Welsh game?
Oh, well, they all went to the gay club.
Yeah, they all put
they put the flag outside his...
And the only other time I can remember Swansea...
Yeah, but hold on. They took all that pub surrounded by the police.
Yeah.
And they came in their limousines.
Yeah. And
apparently, I'm not going to say who, but told us they rang the police.
Yeah.
So they were met. Yeah. They came when they tore the seats out.
But they come off Ninian Park then, or didn't they?
Yeah, they come off the Ninian Park halt.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They came down on coaches, which were delayed.
Yeah.
Swansea came down on coaches, which were delayed because they were in a traffic jam. They were delaying the kickoff. Yeah. All the police went outside. They went into they let them in the grandstand. Yeah. Exactly what happened. And then beneath them was the family enclosure.
What he says was they threw the seats, and he said there was, Cardiff had lads in the seats next to him, and
there is 8 of them, 10 of them, maybe 12.
There might have been a few lads.
It was little Colin in it. Little Colin, it was.
But when we got on a pitch, when he started throwing the seats,
hundreds run on the pitch.
We got onto the pitch. I got nicked, funny enough.
Was this during the game or after the game?
I can't remember.
It was to start the game, wasn't it?
I can't remember. But
you don't watch the football.
We got onto the pitch, and obviously they were in the grandstand, so they could have jumped down. They'd probably say, "Well, why didn't we jump up?" Or who's But anyway,
we've run the whole stadium.
We've run on a pitch for them.
No, it's in our stadium.
It was in Cardiff.
Was in Cardiff. We've run the side from the Bob Bank right over to the grandstand, but they're throwing seats down. But all the whole section below is families. So what we're going to do? Run for the families? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Anyway, by the time Cardiff did run across the pitch, all the police had come in by then.
Horses have come
and have come in, and the horses are in front of Cardiff and everything. And look, it's a good photo of them holding these metal seats and wooden seats.
Yeah,
I'll say again, John will say with me, they keep saying they'd like to talk about the past. We're inviting them on, aren't we? To talk about the past. Yeah. Sit down and we'll chat about it.
Oh, I've tried a few times now,
And so they say that, and they'll be mouthing now on the thing, saying, you said this, lies, all that. Well, tell us, and we'll sit down, and you can remind us.
Swansea were a bit like Newport. They're more close-knit than us.
Oh, they are. We're not close-knit than that little group.
And obviously, they can hold their corner. They have got lads, of course
they got lads. But Swansea probably got a couple of 100, 300.
Yeah. The only other time I seen Swansea was, I can't remember what year it was, but they how they got it, I don't know. How we knew they were there, I don't know. But they were in a Grange pub. I don't know if they come off at Grangetown train station and walk to the pub, which is not far. But a couple of us had seen them. No, we knew how we knew they were there, I don't know, right? But anyway, we did. So 3 of us have come up Cardiff Street, which is a place in Grangetown, and I had a CS gas canister thing. And anyway, I was going to go into the pub, let it off, and walk out, see them all come out. There's only 3 of us there. And as I'm walking across the roads, a couple of them have walked out, seen us. There was 2 AFCAS kids with me, so obviously they knew they're not Jacks, yeah?
They don't have...
Anyway,
they're not multicultural.
It's not very diverse.
So as I'm walking across to the pub, thinking because there's 2 a door there and a door there, yeah. So as I'm going to the nearest door to me, they've come out and see me, threw a bottle, good shot, mine, fair dues, hit me right in the hands, and the thing went up in the air. They've charged out, and obviously the 3 of us are trying to, get away rapid, yeah, and. The car we was in was tiny, and we were trying to scramble for the windows to drive off, and luckily we just managed to get off before they caught us.
And if it's the 2 half-caste boys, I'm thinking they're quite big lads.
They're big lads, yeah.
Trying to get into
a Mini. And we've left the Mini, so we had to jump in, started to get away. You see what I mean? Silly move, really, but... I can't remember them in there. I can't remember. I don't know what year it was, but that's the only time I've seen them offside in Cardiff with no police. So that's once in how many years?
Did you ever come with me and Jellyhead to John First Square, the 3 of us, and went to Sovereign? Were you the one with me and Jellyhead?
Well, we had gas.
You 2 had gas canisters. Yeah. We parked the car. Went above. This not a football day. So obsessed with this in Newport. We parked the car up and we went above John Foss Square, and you can look over it, and we seen them all in the Sovereign. Yeah. I don't know why we done it, 3 of us, right? We just decided to go on a mad thing. But you had a gas canister, Jonathan, and Jelly had a gas canister, right? And we went in, and I opened the door, and the fucking pub all stood up. It's Annis, right? And it was like a fucking Western. I went, gas them, lads, and they just gassed the whole pub. And we just walked out and drove off.
They're done for terrorism for that now.
I know, but this is
fucking mad, isn't it?
It's bad the things you do, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Being Wales's biggest podcast means only one thing. We need to be sponsored by Wales's biggest clothing brand, Weekend Offender. They've been in the game for well over a decade now, and they still hold weight within the casual scene. If you want a deal on the hottest seasonal drops, then hit the discount code below at Stay Central.
I know, but
brilliant.
No one's really.
We was obsessed with it. We was obsessed with it.
It was an obsession between us and them. Yeah. It was really, the rivalry was incredible between us and Newport. You know, those days were incredible.
Well, that's why they said, didn't it? In that comment, like you added that day.
Yeah, they finally said they beat me up and done me in, and
yeah, that must have been massive to them.
Look, if you had them back in Milan, then know to me.
Oh yeah, tell them about you in Milan. You've got to tell them the truth of Milan.
I've already mentioned that. On the last one.
I can't remember if you want briefly, like for the people.
That was a good fight with him in Milan. We had a right battle with him in Milan.
Yeah,
Swansea trying to say they were there involved, but it was Newport, wasn't it?
It was, it was Newport. Yeah, I gotta give them their credit. They had a real good go. As soon as their front line got dropped and they got turns, that was it. But
tell them you were choking. It was like it went on that long. They stood and fought. Newport fought them.
Yeah,
toe to toe.
They had a really good go, And
what you mean you was choking?
I was
out of breath, and it went on so long.
Mate, yeah, I was fighting. We were fighting so long. After it stopped, I felt sick. Do you see what I mean? But they did have really. They got done, but they had a good go,
And that was an international game, yeah. So
international Wales.
You go in there as as a country, but
you're fighting each other.
Look, Cardiff used to just make out it was just Cardiff should be at Wales games in them days. To be fair, Wrexham always did take 25, 30 good lads, right? But it was hundreds of Cardiff used to take, and to see Swansea at a Wales game is. Which one? They didn't. Sorry, you didn't see Newport, but Swansea saying
Swansea were there. Yeah, we seen Swansea before the game, but after we seen Swansea in this big square by some big church. The old bell everywhere. So fuck all happened. But the proper fight was with Newport. You know, I think a few Swansea got nicked. I don't
They
know.
did, and that's why they were in the same cell as Newport, and they're saying...
But we never had it off for Swansea. It was us.
Do you think some of them probably tried to jump in, like...
I don't know why. I don't know how they...
Look, Swansea would join with Newport against us, but I don't think Newport would accept them.
I don't think
I'm
they
being
accept
honest with
them.
you. Newport wouldn't accept them. Swansea would love to join with
I wonder
anyone
if
against...
Newport and Swansea has ever had, like... Because they've obviously played each other, haven't they?
Yeah.
Did you ever come down to me when I went down to the Vetch and we took 80 odd of us on a Sunday, Newport Swansea?
No.
At Swansea.
No.
We went down, they were playing each other on a Sunday afternoon, made front pages of paper. What was 80 odd Cardiff fans doing a not their game? And we wound them up so much. But the hatred in the ground was incredible. We had Newport by the side of us behind the goal at the Vetch, and we had their North Bank, and the whole crowds are just chanting at 80 of us. So we were just winding them up. I remember Dexy, all the old names were there, right? And we just had everyone stood there. Then we'd sit down, stand up and fold round and laugh at them. And they kept us in at the end of the game. They kept us in. But the type of things we did, which were mad things, we'd go to something like Birmingham West Ham in a League Cup on a Tuesday night. And God rest his soul, Deda and that came with us, am I right?
Yeah.
Jellyheads, Chrissy Beer.
In the transit,
In the transit, right?
Yeah.
We'd go to a mad game, someone else's game, two big names, the Zulus, the ICF, West Ham. Less 15 of us. I don't know why we did mad things. And we took the transit, and you might even remember there was a hitchhiker on the way, and we said, "Can I have a lift, lads?"
we chucked him in.
We chucked him in and didn't let him out till we got to St Andrews. But when we were driving round, all we heard was "Cockney bastards." They thought all the remember?
Yeah.
They were all what do you call it?
Yeah.
They were shouting you Cockney bastards, all that. For some reason, I don't know why, I went to Chris Beer, right? Stop the van.
Yeah.
And we stopped the van with all the Zulus down the road, right? I swear on my life this, right?
They come charging
It's
up
incredible.
then, don't
They come charging up. Me, you, and Chrissy Beer, jump out, three of us. No one will open the back door. No one will come out, am I right? To this day, they won't deny who's holding the back handle, right? So they're holding it, and the Zulus are coming closer, and there's three of us stood there, and we ain't standing any longer, right? Because no one's getting out of it. Do you remember?
Yeah, we had to get out there rapid.
So we said, let's get back in. They arrived. I jumped in and sat on the gear stick and conked the van out. Right?
Couldn't get away, could we?
No, couldn't get away. And they're trying to get us. And Jonathan, do you remember now? Yeah. Sliced the top of our clothes, everything, weren't they? Yeah. Smashing the sides of the vans within there, right? And they're trying, the van's shaking. Anyway,
how the fuck we got out there?
I think we were dead. Because they were just, honestly, the van, you should have seen the state of it. So we got it going. And we got it going and went straight to the top where we saw these coppers on horses. I went, can you help us? Right? They said, we just seen what you lot done. You just jumped down, called them on. Right?
Do you think they knew you were Cardiff?
No, they didn't. They thought we were Cockneys. They thought we were West Ham.
That's mad.
So we then went in the ground. We went in West Ham's end, and funny enough, got starting to talk to a few West Ham, and they were right with us, right? But that's the type of mad things we do, and it was like the adrenaline was incredible. I don't know what it was. We just would turn up at other people's grounds. Look. Cardiff
we were starved of it, really, weren't we?
Yeah. So no one was coming to Cardiff.
You wanted involved.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
He's right there. We were starved. We had the pub by the train station, Brownhills, right? Yeah. Right at the pub. And we were able to see whoever come off that train station. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you now, not many came off that train station. Oh. And they'd have a welcome every time my pub on.
Well, the thing is, you've only got Swansea. They go into any clubs. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you're on the Birmingham line or something where they go into Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds. You know,
it was only Swansea who go past us.
Yes, it was. When they went in Division fucking 2. And,
that's right. When we go to other places, we go for all their town, their train station.
So you change a crew when you Birmingham.
Yes, you know. Like, but if imagine you was Blackpool. Like, you know, I know it wasn't a line, but I think it was Rawlins who said everyone would go to Blackpool.
Yeah,
Imagine you was Cardiff was there. I know you got Barry Island, and I've heard stories of people say, oh yeah, Birmingham lads were on a holiday in Barry or whatever. But, you know, if you was more centre, you wouldn't have been a star.
I'm glad you mentioned Blackpool. We went up there in the car. Was Jellyhead with us then? I don't know, there was 5 of us went in the car, didn't we? And we just drove up there, got there, on a big shitty terrace behind the goal end, long open terrace, right? Rain coming down, even though you think Blackpool, right? And the same old crap from Cardiff, the team. 10 minutes in the end, bang, we're
Let's go.
losing. We
Let's
know
go on their ends.
let's go. We're going to do their end, right? Well, we walk out, about 10 of us, about 100 Cardiff Valleys, and everyone follow us out.
Yeah.
Look, they're all good lads. They're not going down anyone. They're all good lads, but they didn't have the organisation of what Chelsea would do. So we thought we'd try and do it. We walk round, they're all mouthing Blackpool on the side, and believe it or not, they did have about 40, 50, 60 lads in them days, and Blackpool did. Never come to Cardiff, but they had them there. I thought, if we go round quietly and everyone's shut up, they'll just think we're going back to our cars and all that, right? We go round, and we're all going, shh, shh. We're going underneath their stand, remember, Jonathan?
Yeah.
We're going, shh. We're just going, what we're going to do, we're going to run them onto the pitch. Do you get it? So then they stop the game. They're the ones stopping the game, and we've chased them. We get to understand what happens.
Singing.
We're the famous football hooligans. Cardiff starts singing. Next year, there's police everywhere.
Singing is a form of like, it's a form of like not wanting really to fight.
That's what Leeds said to us was, we did go to Leeds, so we should. We mentioned Leeds earlier. 1984, Cardiff took 250 lads to Leeds, right? One of the best mobs I've seen go on a train. Arrived there at 12 o'clock, amazing. I'm already up there in the car because I'm living there, right? I'm stood outside with my old mate Muffy, and I said, I told you they'd come, Muffy, I told you, Cardiff will turn up. So he's going, fucking hell, Leeds didn't believe me, Annis, right? But we come off the train station and started singing, right? Once you sing, that's
you're wrapped
why...
up, aren't you?
You're wrapped up.
Yeah.
That's why Chelsea, West Ham and Millwall are three of the best at the top, including Middlesbrough when they came to Cardiff, which I talked about earlier.
They were singing, weren't
They don't sing.
You just go in, you're just nice and quiet.
Like-
we went around Birmingham's End once on
them.
a Tuesday night,
Took two
Two
coaches I
coaches.
did on Tuesday night.
and I don't even know Birmingham fucking... Did he know we was there in the
Well,
end?
the night...
What, it wasn't a Cardiff game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it was Cardiff playing Birmingham Tuesday night.
night, 8
thought,
o'clock
fuck it.
kick-off.
We gone up a couple, two coaches, all lads, yeah?
Good, 100 good lads.
Anyway, so... Parks up, don't know where we
Digbeth.
parked
We
up.
parked them in
Well,
Digbeth.
anyway,
We had a Brummie who moved to camp, showed us the
taking
way.
us round,
Took
right?
us all through the alleyways, all
So
through...
we get to the side of their, their Bob Bank on the side, isn't it? Yeah.
Their end where they're
Their
all
end.
in.
As we're going through the turnstiles, nice and quiet, the game had started, mind, hadn't
Yeah.
it?
Me and Nils, you went straight for the turnstiles,
Gets to
three of
the
us.
turnstiles,
Pay on the day in
all
them
we hear is
days.
this fucking singing behind us again,
Cardiff is singing in the car park.
I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck, what are they doing? Anyway, obviously...
That day, all Birmingham come down, hundreds. There's only three of us in the end. Three. Right? So we all jumped back over, I'm going to be honest with you, and got out. And next year, the dogs were at Cardiff.
The old building,
Cardiff
yeah.
were throwing stones at them. I'm not sure if Birmingham even knew we were there.
No.
They knew we were there after because on the way after, I'm not sure if you were with us, little Colin, 12 of us left, and we went round to their end again, 12 of us.
Yeah,
the coppers stopped us.
You went through again.
Yeah, we went through, and the copper said, where are you going? You've got to wait for the rest. We got a minibus on our own. All right, then go. Oh, my God, I wish we hadn't. 12 of us went through, and Birmingham come running round from that end, right? I'll never forget. Jelly had actually got knocked to the floor then with a bottle, right? Little Colin had black eyes.
Yeah.
They just annihilated the 12 of us. We've got no chance of you. So they know we come, but they don't realise how many... They don't realise... And all them lot are being held back by the police. There's nothing they could do to help us, right? And we parked the coaches in Digbeth, so I thought that was good. But a funny story, you should say that. Do they ever know we come? I went on a pre-season tour once to Scotland, and I'm in the same hotel as the Zulus, right? Up in Scotland, Glasgow Central, right? Glasgow Central. And it was incredible, Jonathan. So I'm staying in the hotel. I went out that night with Michael Harvey and Jamie and that. He went back to the
Michael
hotel.
Harvey, is he a...
Listen, Michael's the new...
He's a good kid.
He's one of my good friends.
Is he a Valley boy? I think I got him on.
Yeah, he's a bad. I'll tell you, he's another Jonathan, not scared of anything now.
He's a good kid, yeah.
He's a good kid. Right? So Michael says, Annis, there's 100 Zulus, he said, in the bar. And he said, they all want to speak to you. They all want to speak to you. I said, well, I don't want to speak to them. Right? He went, no, they all know you. They all want to say hello to you, right? I said, all right, I'll come in the bar for 10 minutes. So I walk in, and Cuddles comes over and he shakes my hand. Cockney Al, a lot of good lads, right? Real good Brummies. All the big gold things, gold teeth. I've met now the best. And they're great to me at the beginning. There's a few Rangers with them and all that. Then they're starting snorting, they're starting thing like that. Next year, one of them comes over to me, he said, why have you never come to Birmingham? That's what I'm saying. So what are you on about? 5 times I've organised some of the best mobs ever going there. Never been to our place. Another one comes and says, that's right, you never come. Why are you here now with us? So Cuddle said he's my guest. Right? I thought, here we go. I said, well, I'm going to tell you now, we've been to you. Right? We've tried our best every time, and you've been to us. There's no lies. We've both been to each other. And Cuddles went, fuck off, all of you. I've invited him as a guest, right? I don't need you on it. As the hours went on, they're more snorting, they're more thing. I went to Michael Harvey and Jamie. I think we're going to bed. Anyway, the following morning, we come downstairs and they've kicked loads of rooms through looking for us, the other idiots. And there's about 150 of them outside now, and they've just done a double back. They're playing St. Patrick or something. They've just done the buses in. They were having taken to the ground, so they're now going to be escorted. I went, I'm not staying in that hotel tonight. So we moved out. We went to Hamilton. We were playing them next, Cardiff. But that's exactly what they said. You've never been to us.
We've been a few times.
I know, but you just said, I'm not sure if they think we have. Yeah. That's what they thought.
We went when we come off New Street. When we went with them Sunderland boys.
Yeah. Oh, you were there, weren't you?
We come off then.
We invited some Sunderland lads to a game of ours and some Seaburn casuals, good lads, and they met us there, didn't they? Yeah. And there was about 10 of them or whatever, and 10 of us. And the Brums come over to us, the Zulus, and a few of them said, is this your mob? We said, no. Come back in 10 minutes. But and our lot had misbehaved on the way and the train was late. And I went, listen, go now. There's no coppers. I said, if you want to do us, You've got hundreds here, right? So they went to go, and they decided, no, we'll have them. They messed it up that day. They then done us. Am I right? They done us.
Old Bill come in.
Old Bill come. So then when the train mob come in, the Old Bill were there and for us. Yeah. Did you, Cockney Owl was on the pub then? Did you want the pub with me?
Pub,
so I'm walking around the corner. Yeah. Cockney Owl said to me, Annis, come in here. Yeah. One of their main lads who runs the doors. So we went in there, and then Cardiff arrived with a massive escort. Yeah. I mean,
wrapped up.
And then Birmingham will say, well, you didn't come. But if they'd have given us respect and listened to us and said, come back in 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So, yeah, we've gone there loads of times.
A few times.
We have gone there loads of times. Listen, we're talking about big clubs all the time here. Let's talk about, he'll tell you, Jonathan, went to Tranmere. Who would think of Tranmere? So every Friday we used to play them every year, and they were always doing us. Listen, Birkenhead and Rock Ferry is one of the roughest areas you'll ever see. Yeah. And who would think we got Cardiff again done year after year.
You always have them on a Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night because of Liverpool and Everton. So they used to give into it and try and get a bigger crowd and hope to get their fans over, but they're different type of clubs. So one day, I don't know why we did it, we decided to we did it because they've been doing us. Took 3 coaches, 12 o'clock kickoff. Yeah. So they still put us an early kickoff. And we went to Liverpool, do you remember? Yeah. And we parked the coaches, left them in Liverpool, and caught the train straight. I don't know what it was, 10 minutes or whatever, 20 minutes on the train. And we never found. We walked round their end, couldn't find them anywhere. The unbelievable.
Sod's Law, isn't it?
So not one lad could we see. Left the ground when we were losing 3-0. Went round to invade their end, couldn't find them. Can't believe it. Every year they've done this. We went, fuck this, and we said, let's go back to Blackpool.
Every year they've done you? What do you mean?
Well, we'd only go up in like
20, 15.
You saw me?
On a Friday night, the 4th division. We're talking about Friday night's 4th division club now.
What, and Tranmere would give...
Well, they'd have them. It's a rough area. Place, didn't they? Yeah. They'd come across one Friday when going for the turnstiles.
Yeah, they did.
Coming up the standees and that.
Oh, listen, they'd come and they've done planks of woods at Cardiff on the train station.
Yeah, they always pick us off, wouldn't they?
They were picking us off because we were only bringing small groups on a Friday night. We were like...
unorganised as usual.
We thought, well, every year, and finally we got a Saturday game. So because we had a Saturday game, we took the 3 coaches. But... we were not after the game, we left at half time, we were losing 3-0, and we went back to Blackpool, didn't we? 3 coaches. Again, yeah. Incredible lot, 150, it was people like Ixie, all the lads.
That's right, Huddersfield then as well, wasn't it? Was it Huddersfield?
It was Huddersfield, so we couldn't get any pubs, clubs, remember? Yeah. No one would let us in, too many of you, so me and Jonathan did the usual thing, let's a group of 8 or 10 of us disappear. Well, we disappeared, didn't we? And then bumped into Huddersfield. And Huddersfield were everywhere, and they were doing us, weren't they?
There was a good. Jelly had a black eye. Rusty had a black eye.
And we had good lads. Rusty, Jelly had all that. Yeah. But there was just too many numbers. I remember Jonathan having in his hand, I don't know what I thought it was, but I don't know what you had shampoo for.
No,
you had hair then, no, didn't you?
Probably, yeah.
And I said, John, and gas them, just gas every one of them. And they heard me say that, and he's got a bottle of shampoo in his hand, and he's running around like, but not doing anything, making the noises.
Head and shoulders.
Yeah, head and shoulders. And we run the whole lot, didn't we?
Yeah,
but that's the type of mad things you had. It seems, see, you go to the Tottenhams, you go to the Chelseas, and then you're wrapped up. The police know you're coming. But who's going to think of Tranmere? Who's going to think of, going back to Blackpool? Well, lads did do it, right? But
they did all the time, didn't they?
Blackpool. Yeah,
Pompey we had it off with Blackpool once, up in Blackpool.
Well, Pompey we've got the highest respect for going. Another one we'll always have respect for.
Yeah,
Pompey, Cardiff,
very, very
probably
good.
some of the two equal clubs, Pompey and Cardiff. Two very, very, very equal clubs in our day.
The game was fuck, weren't they, Pompey?
Yeah. Jonathan, I just want you to tell them all something, because it's bugging me. I had to defend you, and I shouldn't have. I don't have to defend you. So you went to Bristol City last season, right? And there's no, listen, it's wrong, this, right? You go to Bristol City, and you get, I don't know, you'll tell a story, and you've got blood in your face, head, and this picture they've taken of you, they've sent it everywhere, and they're all on Twitter. We've done Cardiff's main boy. Look at him telling us on to the police. Look at him grassing, and I'm going, well, if you look at the photo, he's not even looking at the copper. He's talking to his mates, right? No, I know. And I'm going to go, and you've done Jonathan. So what happened?
Before you do, quickly, we got messages as well of people saying, yeah, here's your top boy. Obviously from where they probably noticed him from the podcast.
Yeah,
Oh, they did. They said we got the podcast.
Oh,
lad.
go on then. You say.
When was it? Not long ago either, was it? Anyway, we're long ago. Went to Bristol City
Last season.
Last season, yeah. I left the ground at half time. I'll tell a lie.
You got made to leave.
I got made to leave the ground at half time. Yeah. So I've left the grounds, and one of the boys have come with me. Yeah. So walked out, went to this pub called the Rising Sun, I think it was, one of their pubs. Anyway, goes into the pub, asked for a pint. He said, oh, obviously could hear the accent, and said, you from Cardiff? Yeah. Anyway, you can have a pint, but you're going to have to leave after your pint. Sweet, no problem. I don't want to be anybody, it all comes out anyway. Do you see what I mean? So anyway, has a pint in there. Some other guy walked past and said, oh, I've recognised me from the podcast. Yeah? So I thought, great. Anyway, as a pint. So we're chatting now. We're chatting in this pub, but I didn't realise the fucking time, did I? Anyway, as I'm leaving, the game had finished, so they're all walking past. Now I'm on the other side of the park where the Rising Sun is. The other side is the park where the escort goes. And as I'm walking, trying to get through the park back to where Cardiff Escort is, I just clocked again. And these kids have walked past, double took, and said, "You Cardiff?" I said, "Yeah." So I got to give them their credit. I got to give them their credit. They could have mullered me, to be honest with you. They could have. They could have mullered me, but only a couple of them come in. Do you see what I mean? You know, so I'm fighting this one, and my pal who's with me then, he's sort of, how can I explain? He's having a go, but it just seemed like they were more intent to come to me. You see what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, I'm fighting this one, and then this other one then have whacked me from the sides. Like there's only a couple of them, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying they all steamed into me. They didn't. They could have, but they didn't. So I had a little cut on my head, and basically they're all walking past, and all I was thinking is, right then, all I got to really last is between 5 minutes, because there was Old Bill down our way, Old Bill the other way, and Old Bill in the park. Do you see what I mean? And all I was thinking, right then, if they don't get behind me, I'm okay. Do you see what I mean? But yeah, they, I took a couple of punches, give a couple of punches back. I had a little cut on my head. Old Bill have come then, asked what happened, and I said, oh, my missus hit me. And they weren't asked about it, like, to be honest, the police. But there's a couple of older Bristol guys there then, and said, basically, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you could have got fucking battered. And I should have got battered, really. But I didn't. Then on walking back through the park to get back to where the Cardiff Escort was, it'd gone off on this slope. There's like a little slope,
There's a video being
Yeah,
put out
yeah,
everywhere.
it's going off
young
there.
Cardiff versus young
Yeah.
Bristol City.
So it's gone off there. But I've got to walk back through there now to get to the Cardiff Escorts. So as I'm walking back through, Bristol have come back over then, where they've just had it off on that slope. And fucking, I got clocked again, didn't I? So, but I got to give them their credit, Bristol. As I'm walking past, well, I don't know who it was. One of them shouted, "Nah, leave them. There's only 2 of them." And I said, "Whoever said that, nice one, mate." Do you see what I mean? Because in the middle of a park, it would have been a lot. You know, they can get behind you, can't they? You know, and they could have had. They should have battered me really, but they didn't. But they let us go after it happened. Do you see what I mean? When I'm walking back to the escorts, they sort of like, you know, there's only 2 of them. We'll swerve them.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know, I'll take my hat off to them. Like,
But what's
you know,
upsetting is the keyboard warriors then take a photo of Jonathan
yeah, like I've been
with
battered.
a drop
Speaking
of
to the
blood.
police and all that,
You've probably seen the photo. One's twisting it and saying he's telling the coppers. But if you look at the photo, and I want everyone to look at the photo.
Listen,
No,
the
you can
Bristol-
tell,
the
you can
Bristol-
tell,
the
you-
Bristol boys who were there, right?
Oh, that
know exactly what happened.
Loads
You
of
never said a
Bristol
word
said.
to the old Bill. They know that, and I know that. Yeah, and I'm gonna go if you take a
And then
lash.
you've got others saying we've just done him.
Yeah.
How they done it?
I went down. It was more or less. It was a 1-on-1 first. Then it was like a 2-on-1. Do you see what I mean? So it weren't like, you know, no one done no one. Do you see what I mean? You know, there was punches thrown. Yes.
The guys
And that
scrapping
was
you,
it.
were they younger than you?
Yeah, they were younger than me. Of course they were. Yeah.
They wanted it like, yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting old, aren't we, John?
Fucking yeah.
And you know, from that, like, you know, obviously,
It went viral.
Did you want it again with them? Like, was you like, I'm going to come again? Like, or
To be honest, it was just, I didn't really, I don't know.
But didn't you go again?
It was a silly move, it was, really, to be honest with you. On my part, you see what I mean? You know, I should have gone to that
to the rising sun?
Yeah, I should have left before they all come out.
Time flies when you're having
After you've had a
pint,
drink
yeah.
and a bit of lamo, it's a different matter, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see what I mean? You know, you got a different head on, haven't you? But looking back, I was thinking, fucking hell, you know, it was a bit of a silly move. But yeah, we went back for the Bristol Rovers game. We went back over for that.
In mental still.
What? And you went back to?
We went in Bristol Rovers end 3 times and got kicked out 3 times. Walked all along the Gloucester Road, nothing. Then after the game, then another silly move, really. Bristol City with this Dutch.
Yeah, some Dutch team had just been promoted. Their best mates with them, and there was hundreds of these ultras or whatever. Well, they don't call them ultras at Holland, but the Dutch team.
We had to walk back. We decided we walk back to Temple Meads.
Him and 30 of them, mental, to go to Bristol City's game.
We walked back down towards Temple Meads, and which is a long walk from there. Fucking hell. And,
fucking hell.
it is sort of, there's a little scuffle. They thought we was EDL. You see what I mean?
Because there was those protests
There
that
was
day.
that day.
And
they,
Bristol are, yeah, they're like proper
and
anti.
like, yeah, they were calling us racist and EDL, and we're like, what the fuck? How the fuck? We're Cardiff. Nothing to do with EDL. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah,
No such thing as fucking EDL.
yeah.
there's not in Cardiff anyway.
But like I'll do 2 Bristol sides. Bristol City are a million times better than Bristol Rovers, in my opinion. To be honest with you, they've always come to us. We've always gone there.
And one of the best stories we're going to tell you, I've got to tell you it, because they thought we'd forgot about them, and a lot of Bristol contacted me. 1989 roundabout, I'm sure it was, when the turnstiles got done in the walls, right?
Yeah,
Some wicked photos out of people have taken. We go there early in the morning. We don't go with the train.
Another suicide mission.
We did a suicide
Bristol,
mission. Yeah, Bristol City away.
yeah.
1 minibus or maybe 2 cars or 1 car, whatever, right? We go up there early morning. We get there just as the first pub opens, 11 o'clock, right?
Why we done that?
I don't understand it. 1 minute in a local derby, a minibus and 1 car, right? So we park up. Good lads again, no? Good lads.
Yeah.
Good lads, right? I'll never forget Jelliot with the umbrella, but anyway. So we go up there, we park up, and we don't care whose pub it is. We walk straight in. I mean, we were the first ones in now. So we go into one bar. As 10 minutes, 20, 30 minutes go to the other bar, people are saying to me, Annis, Jonathan, it's filling up with Bristol. Okay, well, we're in here. We're not going anywhere, right? Anyway, I don't know whether there was 20 of us, right? Maximum. Tops, right? It's getting fuller and fuller. And I don't know what happened. It just erupted. I still don't know who started it, right? Them or us, right? And I just remember us holding our own, but somehow we're steamed out of the pub. We've all got to get out. But G. Elliot says, I've left my brolly in there. You don't remember that, Jill?
No, I don't remember
Well, he
that,
fucking run back in to get his brolly. So we couldn't back off anymore because we were trying to hold the door. And he goes to get his brolly round from the front corner, right? So he gets his brolly, right? And we are backed off onto the road, I ain't going to lie, right? We've done our bit of business. And then we hear sirens. So we're going a bit down the road. And Bristol's coming now, loads and loads. But we get to a skip, don't we? Yeah, we get to a skip. Yeah. So I said, we'll make a stance here. Yeah. We'll hold them. We've got the high ground, remember?
It was like a little slope like that, weren't it?
Yeah, so we've got the high ground. We've got the skip, right? 20 of us. They've now got hundreds, right, coming. But we've got the stones, we've got the bottles, we've got everything, right? Yeah. And, of course, they're being turned back. So we go forward, but I'll never forget, dead, rest his soul, is throwing everything and it's hitting us. Right?
Yeah.
Next year, no, I don't know what happened. We're scattered. We are scattered. Once you leave each other, you're finished. Yeah. Once that 20...
As soon as we took a backward step,
we're finished.
That was it.
We're finished.
Once you turned, you're gone. You can't get it back.
Right? We did turn. We're not liars. We turned.
We turned.
Right?
You know, we were just...
We're talking about hundreds. The road was just full of...
It was full of them.
There's a picture going round now. That's why I'm bringing it up. They've got it all over Facebook. Bristol City hunting Cardiff through the streets, right?
Well, they did fucking hunt us, didn't they?
Yeah, they were hunting us 20. There's piss going around everywhere on Facebook.
Us, right?
Bristol City are looking for us. They're all after us lot. Well, we're now in groups of 4s, 3s. Yeah. I know what you're talking about the park. So we're the other side of the park. And where were you with me then, or we lost each other?
No, everyone.
Right, well, I'm with Deda and someone else. And... you know, it used to be like, who are they after us?
Was that the time we had the tickets for the Dolman stands? Was it that?
No, we went to Sheffield United, Bristol City, me and you. We went to Cardiff as well, but we turned up Sheffield United, Bristol City for a laugh. No, that time we were behind the goal because this is the time when the turnstiles got robbed. This is totally different. This is the turnstiles got robbed, everything, right? So it was incredible that day, but our little group did more than anyone else, but the other lot did the rampaging in the ground. Yeah. We get chased across the park, me, Deda, and someone else, right? You lot have all got your stories as people had their jackets taken off them, as people had... Every one of us 20 had a story to tell. Well, my story is I got chased across the park. Then I went round the side, and there used to be this Mercedes place. And I just seen them coming and coming.
They chased you into there, didn't they?
Yeah, and I ran in the Mercedes place and went hid underneath the car, flat. And they were all trying to kick me all around the Mercedes, right? And I'm just lying under it. I was thinner then, a lot thinner. But... I need to do some stones now. And I'm lying there and I'm hoping someone fucking get the police here for me, right? Because everyone's trying to get me. Anyway, somehow the coppers have come and we're taken to out the ground and we're hanging round his mouth and going on, we've done you now and all that. And my God, coming down the road is a special. Cardiff had hundreds of lads in an escort, right? So fair enough, they haven't done anything because they've all been brought in an escort. Now that's what happened at the Dolman stand. Now Cardiff come in. Someone kicks the gate open at the Dolman stand.
That's right, yeah.
And the gate goes, and Bristol City come down.
Charge down,
Cardiff goes straight through the gate, right? And it's going off. Yeah. The two sides, in fact, I'm on about, it's going off big time. Well, they're doing that. Cardiff at the back are tearing the walls down. Yeah. Others decide there was cash there, they're robbing the turnstiles. It's incredible. The paper, it's all there. It's in black and white. There's
I've never been there. I've never seen that underground before.
The police couldn't come in. No. The police could not come in. It was incredible. The stones that were being thrown down, the wood, the planks that were going over. It was incredible.
And where's that? Ashton
Gate, right? Yeah. Ashton Gate. I've never in my life seen Cardiff go to that much. No. They smashed everything they could see.
We were trying to get out, weren't we?
We couldn't get out. The turnstiles went out. The turnstiles got torn to pieces. Yeah. Then they had a line of coppers and horses. So Cardiff were and they were going back because of the amount of wood that's running at them, right? And we eventually pushed them back onto the road. Then things calmed down. And very clever what the coppers did. Then Cardiff escorted, because it's a
long walk, isn't it?
Long walk. Yeah. And they were picking Cardiff out, coppers, and just nabbing Cardiff on the way back to everything. So... I can't remember if we had their game first or they had ours, but they then came to they came to Ninian Park, and I'll never forget. I said to you earlier when I was chatting to you about this, I'll never forget this because they did come, right? And people at the time were saying they'll never come. Owen Glyndor, we used to have quite a good mob at the Owen Glyndor, right? Which you'll tell about Bradford later. Yeah. But Owen Glyndor, I walk around there, about 200-300 Cardiff, and the landlord goes, Annis, stop. I said, what? He said, it's 1989 now we're talking about, right? He said, there's 20 Bristol City in here. This is your local. You don't want to wreck your local, do you? I said, well, just tell them to go. He said, they're not going to come out. He said, and I'm asking you not to go in. So I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give them an offer. So I went there and said, listen, lads, if you leave, I give you my word of honour. We're not bullies. Some teams are bullies. We're not bullies. You all walk out with heads down, right? Don't do the mouth in. We're going to leave you, right? I give you my word. And we did. And the landlord, forever, always just give me drinks every time I went in there, right? So they went. Later on goes the hours, and the hours go on, and hours go on. I'm not lying to you now. That was like 11 in the morning or something. We're hanging around by Empire Pool, the old great Empire Pool. I swear to God, the number's gone down to 30, 40 of us. Annis, it's 20 to 3, it's quarter to 3. I thought you said they were coming. I'm telling you, Bristol City are coming. Listen to me. People are not listening. 30 of us left, quarter to 3 or 10 to 3. 300 Wurzels come running off that train station, right? But steamed through the line of police, straight through. Me and Jellyhead trying to hold the
no chance of you.
No chance, right? I got fit that day. We're being chased up and down the stairs of the Empire Pool, right?
No chance.
They're running after us. They're calling us everything. Anyway, thank God, coppers restored it. That's 30 were annihilated. Go in the ground, fuming. Anyway, Bristol City are playing it, fighting the coppers to get to have a go. Fair play. They really numbers, big numbers. Walk out the ground. I'll never forget Jeff Richards on this one, copper. He went, all they've done is cause havoc. All they've done is cause, he said, I've had it. We're opening the gates in a minute. It's up to you lot what you do, but they're going in that park opposite, right? Well, the Wurzels come running in there. Well, they didn't realise how many Cardiff were waiting. I'm mullered. I mean, we finally got good revenge back. I mean, revenge, they had no chance. Because when Cardiff used to be from the Millwall days, everything, right through the years, when Cardiff are outside waiting,
there's not many.
There's not many can turn Cardiff up outside Ninian Park. And all about now, and what about we've got everyone. See, where you're not together, as everyone know, Cardiff you're not united, never have been. But once the game finished at Ninian Park,
everyone's together.
Everyone's outside. You don't care what area you're from. Cardiff, the Welsh, the Valleys, everyone is together, and I mean together. But Jonathan's got a story because I mentioned that borough then. Bradford once come to us, didn't they? And you went to them. I was there, but I stayed neutral. Many people know why, because I lived in Bradford for 2 years and I stayed out. But you can tell them what
they were getting Bradford. They come to the Owen. I thought there was a couple in there. They dished a few slaps out, didn't they?
Turn the mic a little bit there. That's it. John. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they come to the Owen. Can't remember the year, but they dished a few slaps out. We caught them then by the, what's it called, the Ninian Park. The tail end of their escort. Went off a little bit by then, but we thought, yeah, okay, no problem.
Not many teams come to Cardiff, not from the north of England.
No, didn't expect that at all.
And was you right, like, by the sounds of it, it's as if, like, you'd rather go away to give it to them rather
100%,
than
yeah.
Because I'm assuming some clubs live off the fact of probably not going away, but you're not running our city. But you didn't mind if they brought them all. But
we wanted them to come.
We wanted them to come, yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying is some clubs would probably be like, you would never do this on our own turf type of thing.
Do you know what though?
You'd rather go away and do it.
The thing is, right? How can I explain? Like, it's who you got out that day, innit? Do you see what I mean? It's who's there that day. You could have. You could have hundreds out one day waiting for a bigger club, yeah. Then you could have
like Bradford did here, not any Cardiff.
No one knew Bradford was going to turn up.
No one would think someone like Bradford. I didn't get involved because I mixed them, so I stayed out.
It was the same. No one expected Butter to be in the Albert at 11 o'clock in the fucking morning, coming from the northeast. You saw they must have left fucking Middlesbrough 2 weeks before. You know what I mean? No one expected that. You expected off the big clubs, like say the Man City's are top, everyone's out early because you're expecting it. But some of the clubs,
not many northern clubs come to Cardiff.
Like Bradford, we didn't think Bradford. We were naive to think Bradford got a firm. We didn't think they'd turn up. Botterby was naive. We didn't think they would turn up, but they're probably one of the best in the country. you see what I mean? Hull come down on a Friday night.
They shocked us.
They didn't expect them
Cardiff
to come.
weren't even there.
No, Cardiff didn't turn out. So it's all who's out that day and who's available that day. Do you
We
see what I
expect
mean?
the Plymouth
Home and
tonight
away.
to come. We expect Bristol City.
Yeah.
We expect all your local teams,
Local
right?
ones, but sometimes you don't expect it, and the ones you don't expect, that's when you come unstuck. Do you see what I mean? Like Bradford turned up in the Owen, dished a few saps out. So we thought, okay, we'll pay them back. By pure luck, we had them last game of the season.
Unbelievable.
To coaches to Halifax to Bradford train, come down the escalators. We're in Bradford, and
No one there to meet you, was there?
no one there to, because they probably didn't
I've got to
expect
stop
us.
you. They got to know. I stayed on Manningham Lane.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
stayed out of the way of it because I've lived there for 2 years
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Did not want to be involved.
you
And I
know?
stayed away. I've got too many friends.
Then they probably didn't expect us to do what we done. Do you see what I mean? Then obviously we're walking around, seen a couple of them, charged a few into some pub, whatever it was, then wrapped up by the old bill. After the game, then different matter. They come charging rounds, and they never
Come out
took
the
a backward
ground.
step. We
It
never
was-
took a backward step.
Listen,
You know?
Bradford, when
It
I
was a
come out
proper
that
fight.
ground, I didn't know what to be involved. This is incredible. Bradford comes straight, running round to our end. Bradford comes straight out.
Yeah.
And we had a hell of a mob that day,
Yeah,
right?
They went toe to toe.
And
which you
Cardiff
love.
and
That's what you
Bradford
want.
went, no police couldn't get involved, just toe to
Yeah,
toe.
toe to toe.
Straight into each other,
You know?
right?
No one did a
one could say
backward
each other
step.
done.
And happy days.
The
You know what I
Ointment
mean?
were there that day, and
You know?
Cardiff were there that day, and we've given them respect they've given us.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. Like I said, with Butter turned up 11 o'clock in the morning. Albert, bang! I've opened the doors, and they've come charging out, gassed us, and
Where's the Albert?
it's gone.
Opposite
now, isn't it?
the Central Hotel, opposite the virtually opposite Witherspoon, opposite Prince of Wales.
But
It's
we
gone
didn't
now. It's
expect them.
gone.
We didn't expect them to.
It was
come
an old
down.
man's pub they went in.
Yeah.
Fair play.
and you know, and
And you're mates now with them ever since, aren't you,
yeah.
Diddy and that? Good lads. But
They're very
admit
good,
it, I've
yeah.
said it earlier on the podcast, Cardiff have never gone there.
we've never gone there. Well, we tried to go there.
We have
We
tried.
have tried, but we're like to say with Butter, it's like, you know, it might be a Tuesday or Wednesday night, and it's
Always
hard.
Tuesday nights.
It's hard to get fucking 100, 200 lads up fucking
to Borough,
to Borough,
on
do
a
you see what I mean?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
you know, and you know, we've never repaid. We've never repaid them, to be honest.
We
with you.
played them in the FA Cup. We took 4,000, but it was like on a Sunday, and it's done like celebration day. Cardiff fans
Yeah,
on their
it
ways.
was, you know.
Um,
It's just one of them things. You get turned over, and
Did you go when I took coaches to Sunderland, though? Or you didn't go on
No,
that one, did
no,
you? So I showed Sunderland said no one go there, but I'm friends with them. But I wasn't friends like with Bradford, but I'm on about, we turned up in Sunderland and we showed them an 8 o'clock kick-off, or 7:45. We have gone with 2 coaches. But to take up north, it's hard to take.
yeah, it's you know.
You're lucky to take a few carloads. You know, me and you have driven up to Borough, Sunderland on
I've
Tuesday.
drove- yeah, I've drove
you
to
were with me,
Borough.
weren't you?
Well, so that 400 to Newcastle end's big then, is it?
Friday night, big that. Awesome.
It's a big game for Cardiff.
It was a
Newcastle.
big game.
Do you see
To go
what I
to
mean?
Newcastle, right? Nothing against it.
But did they come here?
We hadn't played Newcastle for 25 years. No, they've that's the whole story I was saying earlier.
So it goes 2 ways. See,
Yeah,
don't
they've
it?
never
See what
come
I mean?
to us, Newcastle. They've come with fans.
Yeah, but not lads looking for
None of the
them.
lads ever.
They haven't done what Butter done.
No, never did, never. Listen, you've got Borough and Sunderland up there with proper lads, right? And you've got Newcastle, Toon Army or whatever. Fantastic support. Don't get me wrong, 50,000, right? But the difference is the 2 lad sets for me up the northeast is Borough and Sunderland, right? And you've got to give your respects to little clubs like Darlington and that in a
Darlington,
day.
yeah.
We've been there and we've turned
Yeah.
up there in hard time. We've turned up at
You know,
Hartlepool. Right?
all them northern towns, you know, you got to be on point, really, haven't you? If you're not on point, you're going to get fucking mullet, didn't you?
Yeah, but don't
Simple as
forget,
that.
Borough, right, is a proper working class place.
It's
It's a proper where Newcastle's a nightlife, Newcastle's this. Borough's a local community of
And
lads.
Newcastle's mad as well, though. Like,
Yeah, no, it's mad for their
Newcastle's a
night.
naughty city, simple as that.
Yeah,
they have.
I'm
you
not
know,
saying that.
they can
they've
hold
never
their
been-
corner when they want to, can't
Look,
they?
Of course they could bring hundreds, but they never have to Cardiff.
They never have. But you know, I don't know why. I don't know. Perhaps they don't rate us and think, you know.
Well, they
I
don't think
know.
about us.
They
But
don't think
somehow,
about us.
but somehow on a podcast, you didn't see what they did.
You're
They were
regular
in a
bucking
line
you.
or slating me and slating Cardiff.
you're in there bucking you.
I'm in their book as well. So for a club who thinks, you know what I'm trying to say, And the funny thing is, I'm not going to bring it
What
up.
would you say is your dominant days then? Maybe where it was, like you said earlier, you know, when we're all together, the Valley. What was have you got any of them those days you were dominant? Like, what games did you show up at?
Well, we were always good in the 4th division. We were always good in the 3rd division, weren't we?
We showed up most games, really, didn't we?
I think we went, listen, he'll tell you, we always had the same groups. We always went, listen, they've gone back to get places after saying going away and gone back to Doncaster and murdering town centres, haven't you? I heard about you all. I always had to rush back to work, and get back to work. My father was like, I missed so many things, and thank God I never, because I'd been in jail. My father would ring a club at 7:45 at night, and if I wasn't in there for work, that was the end of me. I'd be sacked, and he swore to that. And in them days, you didn't have mobiles or anything, and I used to leave ground at 10 minutes before the end of the game to get back to his work. You know how strict my father was, right? But what I'm saying to you is, I believe we were massive in the 3rd and 4th division. We're not massive support, but on numbers, whereas most clubs only had 30, 40, 50.
You had hundreds of lads,
Cardiff could have hundreds. And I did feel for a lot of Cardiff. It's like your Oldhams of the world, they say they fought this, they fought that. And then we've gone to Oldham and never seen anyone because we've just taken over pubs. What happened with Cardiff, and this is exactly, he'll tell you, as well as we was talking about the Soul Crew, the Dirty 30, whatever, the Valleys would turn up, and once they take a place over, there's no home fans going to go near them because they're going to slaughter you. They only have to look at the Valley lads.
Well, yeah, like, you know, the Rond is like a city itself, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking 200, 300,000 people, whatever, lives in the Ronda. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a city itself.
And they've got like monsters, right? And
So then you got them, like obviously boys from Cardiff itself, and you know a lot of them does their own thing. But
well, I'll tell you where they turned up. Did you go to Wolves, or were you locked in prison then?
no,
when we went,
which time?
when outside the ground with Wolves.
No.
Well, were you there in the 80s when Wolves came to us? Well, Wolves always came to us and we always went to them. There was Wolves, Cardiff and Portsmouth. 3 teams in the lower divisions, always had big mobs. Us 3. We're the ones who weren't 30, 40, they're the ones with hundreds.
Well, the numbers,
and look, you know, down Gilly Shaw, but he's been good to me and he's always been respectful.
Yeah,
right?
of course Wolves got a...
Right, I like him. So anyway, I remember once Wolves played up a bit, so we hid in the... Do you remember opposite Ninian Park? And it used to be the farm and all that.
Yeah, we went through there one.
And we went through there one, and we all hid, right? Yeah. And we come out, and it was overgrown, and the coppers didn't know we were there. And fuck me, we did it. Yeah. But did you ever go in our transit? Well, I went to Wolves, and we went in their town, and we had it, and Cardiff had it with them in the subway. Anyway, we took a transit, right? I'm not sure if even Richard England was with us then. You might have been too young.
I don't think I was.
But anyway, we had it with Wolves all day. Honestly, all day with Wolves. And then it went quiet for years. Never heard about each other. And then suddenly we played them. I'm not sure, it was 2000, 2001, 2002. Same time at Forest. We were going big. Valley around. This is when the Valleys really were big in numbers. And I don't know what the police was set up, what their idea was, but this was fences, whatever you want, railings going up. Cardiff and Wolves just went for each other, and I mean they fought each other like Stoke did, right?
This was 2000s as well.
Yeah, the early. And Cardiff and Wolves were, I mean, at it and at it, right? I'm on about nothing wreck, but there was the police couldn't control the running battles, so Wolves have always been there with us, like in the old days, and for it to happen in the year 2000. Showed it, you know, it's happened. See, I give clubs like Wolves and Pompey way more respect than Forest because
I always thought Pompey were fucking. Well, they were very good.
I thought they were twins like us. Yeah. What I mean is, same type of club.
Yeah.
Same club who'd been through lower divisions.
Yeah.
And always turned out for us.
Yeah.
Always will. Always got respect for them. But always had hundreds of lads when they wanted.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, they could turn out with lads, right?
Yeah.
I actually still think Pompey probably could. Look, I thought Cardiff was dead and buried, right? But I was shocked how many lads went to Bristol Rovers, right? I thought Cardiff was dead and buried.
Well, it wasn't just football fans, and it was lads out, was it, for that
a lot of lads at
Bristol Rovers
this season, the pre-season friendly. I was shocked. Look, I came for that. I hadn't been to their ground. And you
it was mostly all lads, weren't it?
It was nearly all lads. Listen.
Hundreds.
Honestly, I said to John, I've never seen us like this. There was old faces coming out of taxis and coming out of things. They were just piling out, turning up one night, turning up in cars. There was so many at one stage. It was so packed. Me and him decided we've had enough of everyone.
We left, didn't we?
We just went, the whole pub bloody followed the two of us. And it looked like we were organising it. All we did was want a drink. right? Me and him then disappeared into another pub, about 20 sat there drinking, and we just looked at the lads just walking past, just lads after lads. And I can't believe Rovers away this season. They allowed the bar to be open the whole game. But I said to Jonathan then, I honestly thought Cardiff was dead and buried. I thought they were finished to those days. I thought those days were way behind.
Well, you said the other day, obviously the state of the club is in football, like, you know, we're bottom of the fucking
I gutted how bad you become on the field.
Gutted, like, but you know, it might be a controversial view, but you said you wouldn't mind them being relegated.
Right, this is what I said, and that's true. I'm going to be down
Jonathan
by some
wouldn't
Cardiff
mind that
fans.
either.
I'm going to be down by Cardiff fans. You can't have years after years being near the bottom of the Championship. Boring, same teams. Boring. Are we going to end up just staying up? Are we going to doing this? And to a lot of fans, I don't care what they say, if we were relegated and we were playing all those clubs from years ago, right, all the little clubs, right, I believe our away support would be sold out every away game.
Because we haven't been there for years.
We haven't been, like we went to Rovers.
Yeah.
See what I'm on about?
Yeah.
So our support...
Wrexham might get promoted and we'll be relegated. Imagine
that's
that.
what's going to be embarrassing if Swansea and Wrexham are in the Championship and we're there. But I don't care. We're still always going to be with a bigger club. Nothing against them. Swansea, Wrexham and Newport put together, the three of them would never make Cardiff support. They can't. They'll admit it. Our support potentially, but until we get rid of Vincent Tan, and I mean rid of Vincent Tan, Cardiff City's going nowhere. So I just said to you the other day, and being honest with you, I said, you know what, if we got relegated, it's not the end of the world. I don't mind 2-3 seasons down, I know more, thank you. But I reckon the first couple of seasons, we would be massive. Everyone from the old days, everyone would come back again. Listen, going to the Exeters of this year, the world, right, and the Walsall, sounds mad, right? But everyone would go to them.
Because you haven't been for years.
It'd be a different world. I'm on about, there'd be people begging for it. If we can take 1,480 to a pre-season friendly at Bristol Rovers, right? What would we take in the league?
What about the other way though? Premier League, like, because there's obviously giant clubs like Liverpool.
Do you want to be hammered every week?
No, but I mean,
I don't mean hammered off the pitch. I mean hammered on the pitch, losing 5-1. That's what we like. We went up to the Premier League. And in the end, you're going, how many are we going to lose by this week? I suppose.
Then Premier, it's like...
It's a myth.
There's never trouble there, is there, either?
It's finished, really, isn't it, for the Premiership clubs, isn't it? You know, they got youngsters coming through, I suppose, but...
Funny stories, if they're relegated, they all return.
They'll all return, I suppose, yeah. But the Premiership is, all them big clubs, it's done and dusted with them, isn't it?
There's no atmosphere. You go to the new West Ham, absolutely dead.
We interviewed Keno, and I'll talk about him now. He's a Swansea fan. He'll say, I'm nothing to do, I'm not a hooligan, like, do you know what I mean? And it's actually sad, really, because we had a few, like, Swansea people message us, like, what you got Keno on it? He ain't a lad. And I thought, well, to be honest with you, none of you lads ever want to come on yet anyway, like, do you know what I mean? But like he said the other day, like he said, I went to a United game the other week, mate. He said, he said there's more atmosphere in the Swansea in the stadium.
They've destroyed it, haven't they?
Yeah, he said they're all, we understand they're worldwide clubs, but he said I had some foreign geezer next to me chewing fucking nuts and spitting them on my feet. He said, the rest of they're all Indians there. He said there's no like Manchester lads here cheating. He said
if you went to a Chelsea game compared to the 80s, if you went to a Chelsea game compared to the 80s,
like
right?
a library there, isn't it?
They're like all in suits. They've all finished from the offices, right? And they're taking there, right? They're all on their popcorn, right? Chelsea, the only time I think they've reappeared is when Cardiff went in 2010. And there's someone there, that's another story. Someone saying, why didn't Cardiff turn up? Or whatever. That's another one, idiot. But anyway, my story to that, Chelsea is like a ghost town now, the atmosphere. A
lot of them are, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of them, there's...
And Arsenal,
it was
that
the
is a
lads
library.
who created the atmosphere, weren't it? It was
It is the lads who make the atmosphere.
Create the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And now that's been taken away. You're not getting that.
Well, what do you think about the City Stadium? I said on that podcast.
Well, believe it or not,
I hate the way the family stand is next to the.
It should be away fans next to home fans for an atmosphere, right? That's how you generate.
It seems like they don't want atmospheres in grounds. It seems like a lot of the youngsters now are going for that European look, like the ultra thing, and they banging drums and marching behind these fucking flags and all that. What the fuck's all that about? You see what I mean?
Well, not just that, like, but all right, they want to take away the atmosphere. But when you've got Millwall, I went last season. Norwich were louder than Cardiff because they sold out their stand, and then you've got You know, they haven't just taken away the one
like a
block.
library, don't
And let
they?
me tell you, it's
Take a
hurting
4
the
block
team.
to the Canton stand away, and then you've got the family stand with their fucking flags.
What
It's like-
anyone says down there, that's actually affecting the team.
Because you're not
course
committed.
it
There's no fans behind that team now because they can't even hear
I'd
them.
rather in Indian Park. The team would be better, and even
Because
Trevor
everyone's
said that.
together. You had a,
Well, Warren Feeney and
you know?
Chopper, good mates of mine, and they said that stadium suits the away team. The way I we're now, the away team know they're coming out to a big loud cheer. I know people say they go away all the time. Cardiff City is soulless. And we're not on about hooligans. I'm not trying to bring that back or anything. This is all rubbish. I want atmosphere. I want banter. I want the fans. The players love it. They love. You talk to any Cardiff player from the 80s and 90s, they'll say to you, our fans.
Well, that's why they're in love with the club, isn't it?
To create the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, if the atmosphere created by, by
We lost
by the
6-1
lad-
at
by
Port
lads.
Vale, and we carried George Wood off the pitch.
Brilliant.
Right, the goalie. We lost 6-1, right? We carried him off the pitch. Right? And we're singing, you got nowhere, we don't care, Georgie Wood. We've lost 6-1. I used to say to the old players, Jason Perry, Phil Dwyer, all them, right? I used to say to Carl Dale, whatever happens, just clap us at the end, come over and show that, we've travelled. And they said, come over, we want to come over.
Yeah.
We want to be with you.
Well, the one thing that I argue about it is like, they talk about CCTV now and facial recognition. One of the fans got done for doing the Emiliano Sala plane thing, and well, if that's the case, if your technology is so sophisticated, just let the fucking home fans stand next to the away end. What are you worried about?
Do you know what
Do
you've
you
just said?
understand what I'm
They
saying?
know what they can nick. It can all be done. They know after they've nicked a few people, they ain't going to do those type of things every game. So they've done them. They have the atmosphere.
So who's making that decision then?
Well, stadium manager, we all know what it
Is it
is.
security? Is it the
No,
owner?
Well, the owner does. Well, the owner don't even know what's going on. I don't even know if he knows.
It's got to be something to do with the security, It's got
Well,
to
it
be
is.
like-
It is. Look, I'll say his name. As much as I like him, and he's been good to me, but he's ruining the atmosphere. Wayne Nash and people like that, right? They run our stadium. Surely you can see it's soulless. Surely, what happens? I'll tell you how bad
They're
it's
losing
become.
tickets when they take away
Let me
big
tell you what
blocks of it
happens.
as well.
If you're caught standing up, right, in an Indian stand and told on your third occasion, your season tickets gets banned for 5 games, right? So you get banned at Cardiff City for 5 games on your season ticket if you're caught. I'm not going to say his name, but a relative of mine, only a youngster, he was Norwich away. This is how bad it's become. So Norwich scored. They're sticking their fingers up him. 17, 18-year-old Cardiff fan. He's got 8, 10 mates who go every week, always singing. He ran over and did the wanker sign to Norwich, right? Police come over, our football intelligence, said, name, he gets the letter through the post, you're banned for 10 games.
That's a joke.
Right? What
That's
did he
in it.
do? He did the wanker sign, right?
with the football match.
And he did that because Norwich fans are doing it, 20, 30 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, he done that.
Oh, but we don't know them. We know him. He's a season ticket holder.
I will have him,
Let's
and he's
penalise him.
banned. So his lot don't even go anymore. His 10 have had enough, right? They went back. They told you not allowed to this, not allowed to. He's not trying to fight them. He's not spitting at them. He's not calling disgusting names. You can't keep killing the banter.
Yeah.
And I want to finish on this because we could go on forever about our stories. We've got a million stories.
I got a couple more.
But all right, but just quickly, you want that team to do well. You let the fans get behind them.
Yeah.
Let them stand on their seats. Let them roar. It's all right sitting there in the
Let
canton
them
stand.
chuck seats at each other to get everything going.
No, he's having a mind.
Well, the only award, the only kind of trophy or award we're ever going to win will be the one we won, I think, 2 years ago, and we'll be the family club of.
But those families
Family
aren't
club of the
going.
year.
The family stands empty.
How embarrassing is that?
We're the
Oh,
family
no,
Cardiff.
say
Cardiff,
that.
another family club of the year.
No, listen, no, just talk about that. I will talk about that quickly. Great, I can take my daughter, but she wants atmosphere, right? No, seriously, right?
When I was a kid, that's what I lived. That's why I wanted to go.
Jonathan told me when he used to climb over the back gate, the back walls in Indian Park, right? School kid, born in Grangetown. Did you like to go in there and hear the atmosphere? And you had to join in, didn't you, and go there,
Oh, that's, yeah.
right? It's not about every time fighting like people think, but if he sees the whole ground rocking, you want to go back, don't you?
Yeah,
course you do.
it was, that's what created football, really, didn't it? You see what I
Cardiff
mean?
City were
Pay
known
on a
for
day, stand where you want to stand with your mates. You see what I mean?
passion.
You know?
They want passion. And we do need hostility because we beat the so-called mighty Leeds when we beat them.
That was hostility.
Right,
yeah.
and that's hostility. But Leeds players still talk about it to this day, right? Peter Ridsdale's thought about it. They all talked about it. They all make comments. They shit themselves that day, the Leeds team, right? Because we were on them. We were on them. We weren't letting them touch the ball. If they touched the ball, the whole ground was booing them, right? Look, I'm not saying everything they threw a lighter, they threw a shoe on the pitch, right? Sam and man made jokes about it. I'm not asking everyone to attack people. Just so you can make it hostile without doing that. You know what I'm trying to say? And we got to have an atmosphere. No atmosphere, right? The other thing I can't believe, they're opening virtually the whole ground, right? And I know they're saying there's 18, 22,000. There's actually about 14, 15,000 in there. A 33,000 stadium is opening up. Let's get the fans closer together. Don't just leave certain sections empty then. Not right by what they're doing is they're making us further away, but just get the fans closer together. That Camden stand, even though I foul play, they try and sing.
I don't like it.
No, but listen, they can't hear them in the away end.
No.
They can't hear them.
Get them all in the
that family
the
section.
Bank,
no, that family section.
Should be
there,
the
right?
That should be where all the lads can go.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand. It should have been called Grange End. That's what it should have been called, the Grange End. And the family stand should have been where it always was, and that's the Camden.
And listen, I'm going to tell you now, there'll be a lot of Cardiff fans on there, and said if we were next to them, right, this ground would be bouncing.
Well, you know the scene where you've done the protest or the march you've done for the blue. Surely we can do something like that for the to swap the seating allocation. Surely we can.
I'm 58 years old. There's a new generation.
Well,
I hand it over.
They should be doing it, shouldn't they?
I hand it over to them. Listen, they say do protests now against Vincent Tan. Well, why don't you?
Nowhere, does it?
You get me. I think we did get some about the blue, right? But look, I'm a bit. Sadly, though, when they do protests now, they call them hooligans for doing the protests.
Well, they're calling any football fan a far right hooligan now,
which is getting pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
It's sad.
That's what I mean. I went up the thing. We were all EDL. The fuck were we EDL?
Yeah.
I mean?
So Jonathan Evans, the Dirty 30, Docs boys.
EDL. They're EDL.
Oh, they're EDL.
You see what I mean?
It's mad, isn't it?
Look, I only mentioned Tommy Robinson. There's two ways we brought him about, but Tommy Robinson, I know what he stands for. I know everything right, but this is quite weird. They came to Cardiff once, do you remember? Tommy Robinson, you maybe were in prison then again. And they all came many, many years ago.
He got run out, though, didn't he, apparently?
They got run out, yes. Yeah. Cardiff will never accept it. He's right on some things, he might be wrong on other things, right? Cardiff fans will never accept it. We are a different type of fan, right? We're not into it. We don't want to be involved in it all. But it doesn't mean we don't feel them right, whatever. I'm not going to go through all that, right? As you know, I'm for Palestine.
Times have changed a lot, haven't they? And I understand, 100% right. People don't stand for racism.
Right.
I understand what you're saying.
I know both sides on him, right? So I'm going to say good or bad, whatever. But we won't stand it in Cardiff and never will, right? And we are a different type of fan. So we have always been. Black players have always been welcomed at Cardiff and always will be. Every player who's ever played at Cardiff, they feel at home. And we have been special like that, right? There's a few clubs like us, Birmingham and that, but there's not many. We are. Whenever they say kick racism out of Cardiff, you don't need to kick out because it's not there. Right? But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
But I just, going back, we want atmosphere.
Yeah. All right, and quickly, there's two other ones I want to quickly talk about. And so, number one is Hayes.
Oh, my God. Hayes. FA Cup. Hayes away. Unbelievable. Tuesday or Wednesday night. Do you remember, Jonathan?
Yeah.
So we go up there. I thought Cardiff would take quite a lot. Played at Brentford. I really did. So we go up in 2 carloads. And we walked in the group. No, we went in their end. We go in their end. Played at Brentford. Yeah. We went in their end. And there's a bit of things happened. A bit of push and shoving. And we're taken straight into the Cardiff end. We had 250 fans there, right? Anyway, I thought, where's Pat? I want to see my mate Pat Chelsea. Anyway, I wrote about him in one of my books, and this is a true story. Jonathan will tell you. We walked out, the 10 of us, and we walked out. There's a bridge by Brentford's ground, and we stood there. The mob, Hayes, now they're all going to laugh at me on this. Hayes had hundreds of lads. Yeah, QPR found out, Chelsea, Brentford, right? It
was Basher Taff night, weren't it?
Yeah, Basher Taff, the Taff.
Yeah, no.
They'd asked the West End of London to turn up against Cardiff, right?
It was the last thing we expected, weren't it?
Never in a million years. So there's 10 of us going, stand, turn round in a little circle, do you remember? Yeah. We're on the edge and we're saying, stand, whichever way they come, stand. I'm thinking, oh my God, we're going to be killed. And along comes Pat, Fat Pat Dolan. He laughs away. He said, I could hear your voice in the background, Annis.
Who's Fat Pat?
Chelsea Pat.
Okay.
He said, "Oh my God," he said, "I had to follow that voice. All I could hear is you saying, 'Stand, we can't run.'" He said, "I come and said hello. The coppers tried to push him back, and he ended up standing with us, right? Their coppers had to fight them either side. And I think having Fat Pat was a great thing to have, right? Yeah. But I'm not lying to you. That night, how we got out of there, I'll never know, right?
That was a mad night.
They had turned out 250 lads against 10 of us. And how we got out that night, we'll never know. And the circle coppers, we were in a half semicircle, and Fat Pat was saying, only you lot with Annis would do this. I said, well, I didn't expect this. Well, I expected maybe 20, 30 Brentford. He said, everyone's turned out for you. Every lad, man, and his dog have turned out for you.
I wonder how they got together.
And then they all hate each other usually.
I know. I wonder
Chelsea, QPR, Brentford hate each other. But it was Basher Taff.
That's what it's
But it's just a funny story. I know you mentioned, but I'm always going to remember it, because little Hayes United having 250 lads against 10 Cardiff.
Yeah, that's mental, mate. So, from the two of you then, have you come to an agreement who your top firms are as a Cardiff?
We haven't discussed it, have we?
No.
Well, I was going to say Borough in his top 5, aren't you?
Definitely Borough. It's just the usual suspects.
I'm going to say the usual teams. Chelsea, West Ham, Millwall.
I'm going to say Man United. I am
because he could tell you stories about us another day.
I'm going to say Man United.
See, I know they're good away, but absolutely the other way you're at home, right? But I was in Belgrade and Man United in shops in Belgrade. Let's put it that way. When they played Patterson, they shit themselves.
Where did you witness Man United?
Cardiff.
Cardiff, when they had Millwall down, yeah.
Charity Shield.
No, FA Cup final. United were big that day.
They were massive.
No, they were big that day.
Massive.
What? Mob.
And they came to Greenstone for a fight, didn't they? And they came out to the with the spoons. They did come. It's FA Cup final. But he's right. United away, the Red Arm, whatever you want to call them now. But most of their main lads, were from two areas, Salford and London. Right.
There's quite a lot.
No, there's more than 5, right?
You got Birmingham, you got Wolves, Pompey. Do you see what I mean?
There's actually should be a top 10.
Yeah,
really.
Bristol City.
Me and him were supposed to do a documentary today for the BBC, and we turned it down for you, Helen. Right? I've shown you the emails. They want to do the top 5. The top 5 they chose, the BBC, was the Soul Crew, Leeds, Chelsea, Millwall, and West Ham. So their new programme was going to be 5 clubs. Well, we've taken Cardiff out because we've refused to do it, right? I've heard Leeds have refused to do it now. I think Millwall have refused to do it. So I think they might...
Was that with the guy who contacted you that time, yeah?
They haven't stopped today trying to contact you, have they?
Haven't they?
We've turned it down because the BBC set you up.
Well, the one thing set who up? Me up?
No, not you.
No, I was going to say
him up.
Well, remember, I said on your podcast before the first one, I think, and I was like, why is it, all these hooligan films and like documentaries, you had Jazulu Baz, rest in peace, you have Ginger Bob, you have Cass Penn. Why was there never anyone from Cardiff or Wales even?
I think because we're in the heyday, see, right? Cardiff were in the lower divisions, yeah? So you had all... this is what I personally think, right? Like Liverpool, Everton, Man United...
Yeah, Everton,
Leeds... the London sides. I think they were all in front of us. You see what I mean?
But we were 4th division getting crowds of 4,000 at home, yeah.
I think the casual and hooligan scene, I think...
They didn't think about us.
They didn't think about us.
We were nobody to them. We just ruled 3rd and 4th division.
They didn't think nothing of us because
they never played us.
They never played us. Why should they? You see what I mean? I think we always play catch up. Always,
well, we were trying to make a name for ourselves, but if you don't play those teams, you don't get a name.
You're not going to get a name.
You're not going to get a name, are you?
It
turned for us when if we draw a team in the FA Cup, League
We'd always pray for a bigger club.
So we would pray for those clubs, and then they knew what they were going to get, right? Then they knew we were a handful, right? Yeah. But don't forget, like you just said, Jonathan, we were catch-up because all you hear about is the big names.
Yeah.
Look, we tried to make our name for ourselves in 1986. We did make the BBC, right? We stopped the game at Hartlepool because Middlesbrough were there. Half-time is held up for 10 minutes, right? That's us, 86 in the 4th Division. And that's it, we're forgotten about then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Whereas these big names like Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham, Chelsea...
They were more organised.
They're more organised.
And,
all we were playing is Rochdale.
Yeah.
We were playing Exeter. We were playing Plymouth. You know what I'm trying to say? Torquay. What name we're going to get? We take over Torquay Town Centre and you don't see a Torquay lad.
Yeah.
No,
So
of course.
we always...
We showed Tottenham what it was about, played them in the League Cup in the night, and my God, we were massive. We were massive. And Tottenham, fair play, have given us respect, right? Cardiff were everywhere after the game fighting them, and so were Tottenham. Don't get me wrong, rough area, right? But I'm on about Cardiff turned up. When we play them, like Chelsea, play them. When we play them, but when do we play them? Once every 2 years or 3 years. These clubs used to play each other every week, didn't they?
Week in, week out, weren't they? We never had that opportunity, did we?
Yeah.
No.
So you could even get a
That's why
chance
we
of a
turn up at
backup
different
match.
games.
That's why we started going to the game, me and him.
So of course it is,
Missions, you know?
But then I think another reason is that, turning down BBC
We're going to tell you the last
documentaries.
laugh of the game on this now. Finish up. Me and him go to Leighton Orient away. We hear West Ham are coming. So we go away from the Cardiff fans, remember? We go in the stand, no way. And everyone's saying West Ham's going to turn up half-time. So we're not looking at the game.
We were watching the exit, weren't we?
We're watching
Seeing if
the
they're coming
exit
in.
to see if West Ham's going to come in, right? Next you know, Inspector comes the police. You two got to leave. Leave? What have we done? He said, you two haven't looked at the game once.
Yeah,
All you're doing is looking at exit. So we don't want you in the ground. Do you remember?
Kicked us out, didn't
He
they?
kicked us out. We kept hearing that West Ham were going to turn up.
Fucking brilliant. So is it done now? Is it done? Because, you're getting caught up in stuff last season. Is it just hit and miss now?
Well, you're getting us in trouble now, doing these interviews. No, listen, it is finished, right?
finished,
It is finished. And look, it is finished. You're mental. Look, Jonathan will tell you he stays away as best he can, and he does. He's got a family. If you end up with families, and we're both going to say this, you were mad to do anything. I just told you, my little relative puts his fingers with a wanker sign and gets a 5-match ban. You're standing there doing that, right?
No.
To me,
All we want now is atmosphere, innit?
that's what we're
A
asking
good
for,
point
right?
and a bit of atmosphere.
Right, we're asking for it, and that's up to the club to sort it out. Thanks very much, both of you.
Thank you very much, guys. Jonathan,
guys.
pleasure, mate. Annis, love you. See you soon. Stay central.
Central.
Stay central.
The Central Club.